The question of how to tackle hunger and poverty is one of the most complex challenges, and it's part of the reason why it hasn't been addressed. Doing that on the global scale is an important question. As somebody who's running for U.S. president, I'm focused on how to address that here at home. Part of the struggle today in America is that prices have risen while wages have remained flat. A lot of people who have otherwise had useful work are now out of work. The homelessness rate on this country is in the rise, and there's a lot of complex factors behind it. The question is, what can we do about it? One of the things that I want to do is make the things that human beings need in order to survive more affordable to put a roof over your head. Here's one of the things we can do about that. Change the land use restrictions in most parts of this country that say you can't build a new home unless the plot is of a certain size. There's a lot of developers that want to build smaller housing, but they're not able to do it. And that constrains the supply of housing, which in turn drives up housing costs. And it prevents the construction of smaller housing that people who, frankly, are homeless or on the streets or downright impoverished could have had a chance to live in, but don't today. Think about the cost borne by the poor in this country as a consequence of hampering our energy production. That's increased not only gasoline costs, that's the cost of effectively owning and being able to drive a car, but also the cost of buying electricity, the cost of having basic functioning power in your own home. That's also something that's much higher than it needs to be because we've constrained the supply. So that brings me to the real punchline, the answer to the question. How do we help alleviate? I'm not going to say solve. There's no silver bullet here, but how do we help alleviate poverty, hunger, homelessness in this country? The answer is to increase the production of basically everything that is good in this country. Increase the production, the supply of housing. Increase the production of energy that brings down those energy costs. Increase the production of food in this country. That's good for farmers and others who produce food in this country. But also it helps bring down the cost because it makes more of a supply available. So in a certain sense, I know that's pretty intuitive. But the problem is government policies have really gotten in the way of that. And so one of the things I'm focused on as the next president is how do we increase more production of everything that's good in this country? That's our way forward. It's good for the United States. It's good for reviving our national pride, but it's also going to be good for alleviating poverty and homelessness and hunger in this country. And I think that those of us who believe in God, that God put us here for a purpose, that we're here to act according to his will, that we're here not just to serve ourselves, but to serve a higher purpose. There's few purposes more worthy than this one for someone who's aspiring to political office or someone who's aspiring to make a change in this country to live up to. And I thank you for inviting me the opportunity, giving me the invitation, and giving me the opportunity to talk to you about it.